Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome crafty friends, and thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my latest video. During this holiday season, I really want to create a few beautiful Christmas trees to decorate my home and also to give out as gifts. My goal is to mainly use supplies from my stash to decorate the paper mache cones that I have picked up at Hobby Lobby and thrift stores over the past year. This is the 5th video in this series, and I will have a playlist available along with links in the description box below if you are interested in checking out the other videos. Today's tutorial is all about using up some of those buttons in your stash. This rustic tree consists of burlap buttons and a string of pearls. Stay tuned for the tutorial. For today's tree, you will need another paper mache cone. And this one happens to be a smaller cone than what I've been using. This one measures 7 inches. And this one actually originally had crochet, like vintage crochet thread on it that my mom used. She's given me quite a few of them. And so I'm going to use this one today. And I also have this piece of like burlap paper that I'm going to use. But if you have burlap material, I think that'll work just as well. I'm also going to be using buttons. And I think also some of my string pearls on this one. And I'll also be using my hot glue gun. So to begin with, for this tree, I am going to wrap the burlap around it just to give it a base. I do want a base. I could possibly just use it as is. But I am just going to, like I said, wrap the burlap around it. And for the glue on this one, I'm going to just actually use tacky glue, I think. And I think to kind of finish it off, I am going to use a little hot glue. Then to cover the top, I'm just going to press down this excess material on the top of the cone. So next I'm trying to decide if so I know I want to do buttons and pearls, if I like wrap the pearls around kind of like this and then fill in buttons on the inside of the pearls, or if I do more like a couple layers of pearls like this, you know, kind of spread throughout and put buttons below and over it. But I think I kind of like the idea of doing it twisted around. And I think this will kind of get covered up as I add the buttons. So as soon as I untangle my pearls here, I don't know what I want to do on the top. I do have like some of these little wood I use these like for gnome noses on some ornaments last year. And I could put something like that on the top. I did some pearls around this one. So, I mean, I could maybe put that on the top, and I think that would be okay. So I'm not going to put anything on the top. I also have like, you know, maybe a bigger flat back pearl that I could just set across the top too. I don't really have a plan for what I want on the top of this tree yet. Maybe that one. We'll see. But again, I think I'm just going to start by gluing this down. I think I'm going to work top towards the bottom, I think. So there's what it looks like. So I probably use this as my front side. And I think I am going to do one row around the bottom also of pearls. So yeah, I think I like that very much. And if for some reason like you didn't have burlap paper, you could definitely use scrapbooking paper. You could use lace. I think music paper would be really pretty also. Of course, you could stop right here, and this is kind of a very simple, rustic looking tree. If you wanted to do that and just put some sort of top on it, I think that would look really cute. But again, I wanted to use up some of my buttons from my stash. You could also use if you had like flat back pearls, or if you really wanted to use up, if you had a lot of bling in your stash, you could put up, you could put bling in between these rows, and maybe I'll do something like that down the road. I just don't know if I want to use up that much of my bling on a tree. So again, I'm going to use some buttons. And I'm just going to try and do most of them, like that one's like more of a gray color. I'm not going to do that one. I'm just going to try and do more neutral colored ones. And I'm probably going to stay away from too many that have writing on them. And I'm just going to try and fill in as much as I can in the different areas. So, I'll have to try and find some smaller buttons to put into these little smaller spaces. But that one I think will fit in there. So I don't think I'll have anything smaller than that one. Unless that one's a little smaller. So yeah, I think that'll work for there. If you wanted to, you could go like a step further and you could tie some little strings in all of the buttonholes, but I'm not going to do that, I don't think. I have seen some of these button trees where they've just put buttons all the way around the tree in one color, and they'll stick little stick pins in them. And then they also will do like layers on top of the buttons, but I think I'm just going to do like a single layer. I don't want like, where you have two like this and then you might glue one over the top. I don't think I'm going to do that, but we'll see. Because I kind of like the idea of a little bit of the burlap showing. So this is kind of going to be, kind of fun trying to pick out which buttons I want to use. And I've had so many of these buttons in my stash for so long that it's going to be nice to use up some of these. What's nice about this type of tree is there really no right or wrong answer. I mean, as long as it gets pretty well filled up with the buttons, I think I'll be fine. you know, hopefully like up here I'll be able to use, you know, some bigger sized ones. I do have a couple bigger clear ones that I could add. So I'm going to continue working my way around the tree and all the way up to the top with the buttons. So I just finished gluing down the last of the buttons and wanted to show you what it looked like. And then I also did one quick spin around the top with a little bit of the pearls. And I think I'm going to put this on the top for my topper. It's just a gold bead, and I put a flat back pearl on the top. And I'm going to glue that to the top right now, but I just wanted to show you kind of where I was at. And that's my completed little 7-inch tree. So I'll do once around of the completed tree for you guys to check out. And of course I will do kind of a final recap head on with the camera. I do have to say I do really like how this one turned out. I think it'll look really cute sitting next to the doily one that I created the other day. Thank you again for watching today's video. I would love to hear your thoughts on this rustic style tree, so don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to check out the description box, as I will have links for other videos in this series in case you have missed them. As always, I hope to see you back again tomorrow for another episode in this series. Until then, have a wonderful day and happy crafting.